Should we do a climate capsule this week? I feel like I don't have any good climate news to talk about.
Hey, I know. Let's go to the Reston Zoo and anthropomorphize some animals as climate deniers.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Little help. Remember we talked about this? No legs.
Drill, baby, drill!
Hey, this is Miles Grant with the National Wildlife Federation with this week's Climate Capsule here at the Reston Zoo. We're joined by Becky, one of the zookeepers at the zoo, here in front of the spider monkeys, and they seem to be dealing with the heat pretty well, Becky.
Yeah, they are. They're actually from South America, from Brazil, so it's actually pretty hot down there, so they're digging the heat. They're enjoying it a lot.
That's why we don't need cap and tax. End
What?
of story.
Right, that's it. I don't think we want DC to be as hot as Brazil, though. It'd be kind of miserable.
First of all, I'm taken, so keep your hands off me.
Oh, okay.
Second of all, what if I do want it this hot? Summer all the time, no school.
Right. Well, we could put you in the spider monkey exhibit then.
Then you would be as stinky as those spider monkeys back there.
Go ahead and move them,
What are you
Becky.
saying?
Put them into the exhibit.
What do you think? Let's go.
Nah.
Let's go.
Well, we had to start with the peacocks, of course, representative of the Senate's Climate Peacock Caucus. Those senators who say they support climate action without supporting any existing bill. Isn't that right, Dirty?
Yes, and look how proud they are, just like those climate peacocks. Splendid plumage.
That beautiful plumage, representative, of course, of their supporting of the Murkowski Amendment, which would have blocked the Environmental Protection Agency from regulating carbon emissions. They said they wanted Congress to act instead and then wouldn't publicly support a climate bill.
Breathtaking, truly one of Washington's wonders.
Absolutely. You can see the Senate climate peacocks are really very social creatures. They depend on each other for support. When one indicates they wouldn't support an existing climate bill, the others all flock together.
Yeah, I see that. Which one of these do you think is at the top of the API scorecard?
Well, I would imagine the one with the brightest plumage, Dirty.
Ah, that's a good point. I bet he's been on a lot of plane trips funded by big oil.
Right. I've been to Alaska. There's no wildlife there anyway. Why don't we go ahead and drill?
Absolutely. Why don't we drill right here? I don't see any peacocks on that, 2-foot space down there.
Did you ever notice the resemblance between you and... No. We're here with the ostriches now, and they are best exemplified by the climate ostriches, like Senator Jim Inhofe of Oklahoma, who called global warming a hoax. Burying your head in sand is the best response. Isn't that right, Dirty?
That's actually a myth, climate guy. You should know that with your wildlife stuff.
Right.
I do still like ostriches because of
do
their
not
resemblance.
actually bury their head in sand. They just get really low to get their food. Senator Inhofe, on the other hand, actually does bury his head in the sand, along with people like Lord Christopher Monckton, one of the most prominent climate deniers, who went so far to have radical plastic surgery to make himself look like an ostrich.
Huh. I should try that.
You already do look like an ostrich. Look at the little feather things.
Good point.
That wasn't intentional?
No, it was family stuff. I don't want to discuss it. I don't know what you... Maybe we got off on the wrong foot here. Don't you remember we were at the American Enterprise Institute convention together last year? Ha, 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 ha.
Well, Dirty, it's been a fun day here at the Reston Zoo. Have you learned anything about global warming?
Well, what I really liked is all these sheep here bleating like all the environmental alarmists. Bah, record heat waves. Bah, rising sea levels. Bah, all that kind of garbage,
Well, I think the failure of the Senate tax on climate change will ensure that we hear plenty more climate emails. It snowed somewhere this winter from climate deniers like you.
Well, how do I get these guys to shut up?
Well, I think you can shut up if you eat some of their food, maybe. Are you going to feed the sheep now? Here. Oh, Mr. Ostrich, even with those giant eyes, you can't see the realities of global warming. Hey.
Let me in there. No, I don't know. No, that was my eye.
That was a rough hit.
That was my eye.
That one hurt.
Show's over. We'll do it live. We'll do it live.